Hello. It seems like it's been a while since I've been out here, just kind of exposed to people and letting them know what's going on in my thought process and in your life, and understanding that there are many things happening around us that we simply don't understand. We try to make sense of them and we try to pretend like we know what it is by listening to all types of people who give us input and ideas and their opinions. But sometimes it just seems like it's really complex, you know? You try to figure out what's happening, you try to figure out where you belong in it. And the whole time there's this underlying thing, this feeling. It's like this thing ebbing up in you and moving in you, kind of just simmering, where you realize that change is really coming. And what I'm stating is that sometimes change is so prevalent that even though you can't understand it, you can still feel it. So there's kind of two perspectives on that. If you feel it, what do you feel? Are you a little on edge? Are you nervous? Are you afraid? Are you acting in faith? Are you acting in the idea of you're always going to be okay? Or maybe you just feel a sense of relief that maybe it's time for change. And maybe some of the stuff that we look at and deal with every day is kind of done. Maybe it's passe. Maybe it's going beside the way, what is it? The way it's leaving on and moving on. It's passing away. I guess it's the best way to put it. Everything does. Everything in our life does. We do. Everything does. Our pets do. Our friends do. Ideas do. And certainly philosophies do. And this, what I'm feeling right now, is that there's just this way that we can understand that there's a perfection in it, even though we don't understand it. There's just a way that it moves and it shifts. And to try to understand the shifts is very, very complex sometimes. So the idea is, if you've got to figure out what you feel, if you're feeling fear, it's not the right thing that you want to have. It's not based on knowledge, and it's not based on faith. If you're feeling apprehension, that's not based on it either. We can always feel that because we don't know what's going on, but the idea behind it is to always retain your faith. Always know that what you have within you is the very perfect thing that takes you to the next step on where you're supposed to be. Radical change is here, and it is now, and it will be there for a long time. This isn't going to be something that's going to take place in the next couple of years, and it's not something we're going to go, oh, hey, this is finally done. We're just on the very beginning steps of this. We're beginning to understand that what we feel in the apprehension and what we feel in the angst and what we feel in the hope of something better, is really an imperative to know that it does move and shift through us in those that know and feel it. Feeling it is one thing, acting on it is another. When you act upon what you feel that you know in your heart is your truth, then it becomes something beyond that very concept of what you think the world is showing you, what the news is showing you, what our government is showing you, what other countries are saying to you and threatening you with, making you feel afraid, making you feel like there's something that is dark out there. There's something very dark out there. But the idea that you need to cling to is what is inside of you, is this great and luminous light. And it outweighs everything that they can put in front of you. It outweighs every threat that there is. Because when you know that there is a shift coming and all of this darkness is the only way that we're going to find that we can make it within ourselves, or choose within ourselves to make it happen. When you step back and you go, I don't want to cling to the old ideas. When you step back and say, I know this isn't working. When you realize that, then change can come in. If we think that what we had was perfect, it never really was, because we're always evolving. Governments should evolve and they don't. We should evolve and we try to, and sometimes it's very difficult. And the people of the other side, let's put them on the darker side, they don't evolve because they're devolving as they are supposed to. There is no fault in any of this that we see around us. It is just change. And change is this exciting, dynamic thing that if we cling to it and we feel that it is the best thing for everybody involved, then we can just kind of sit back and go, I see, and consider what's happening. Do you feel it? There's all kinds of things going on around us, and the chameleon is here, and they just adapt to their environment. Whatever is happening around them, today might be a blue day, so they're blue today. Today might be a yellow day, we're on alert, and they're yellow today. But they just blend in, and no one sees them. No one points them out. No one says they're what? A target? See, because we kind of feel like we're a target when we're really not. Being targeted by those things around us are what we try to find it within our own paranoia, our own fear. But that is not an act of faith. We are not targeted, we are secreted, and it's very different. We're like the chameleon, that no matter what is going on around us, no matter what we're clinging to, if it's a tree around us, if it's our home, our family, our faith, our belief system, knowing that what we have as the enlightened people of this planet is that we adapt to our environment, and we are not being targeted because we are secreted away, and we are always, always safe in our faith. I remember one time, a long time ago, I probably about 2 years ago, I woke in the morning and I wanted to share the story with you because sometimes the story of our own experiences can have a lot more impact than what we try to state is our truth. I woke one morning with this horrible feeling, like a foreboding around me, almost like the time when the angel of death had entered my bedroom many years ago looking for a family member. It weighed on me. It was heavy. I felt almost like I was stooped under the weight of it. And I was trying to straighten up and trying to understand what it was. And after an hour or so, or hour and a half, I finally just sought my guides and the angels. And I said, what in the hell is this? Because it just feels so, it's like such a burden. And I think I have a burden for someone. Well, they kind of pointed out a friend of mine, a dear friend of mine I've known for a long time, that said the burden was for her. And I didn't know what I should do about that. But it didn't go away. And so I did everything I could, releasing the angels to send them to that person and have them do whatever she needed and to find her security and keep her safe, to be with her, to let her know that she was going to be okay no matter what, to reach out to her in a loving embrace that the angels always offer and to say, you know, life can be hard sometimes, but you're going to be okay. So I sent them to do that with her, but the feeling didn't go away. And they always take any opportunity that they can, maybe even create them, where they can make that a learning opportunity for you and an experience. And I told them I just felt weighted down, and it was very uncomfortable. I was on the edge of tears, and I was also on the edge of anger. And they said, go and take a shower. Be in the shower. We're going to show you something while you're in there. So I went into the shower, and I was letting the water run over me, and it always feels wonderful. I think that the only thing that's better than a shower is sex. And so the shower to me is like the next high point in anybody's day or life, that hot shower. So I was standing in there with that running over me, and they said, now let the water flow over you. Let it move over your body. Let it cleanse your body. Let it make that shift that you need. Take the debris that you're holding, take the worry that you're holding, take the fear that is within you, and let the water wash it away. I felt so comforted in that, and I just thought this is a wonderful experience, and I'm so thankful for the water. Then they took it a step further, and they said, now watch the water. It runs over your body. It cleanses you. It cleanses you inward, outwardly. It cleanses you completely. And where does it go? And I watched it circling like a little vortex down the drain in my bathtub and realizing that it was going to a dreadful place. It was going into the sewer. It was going into everything that would be the darkest, ugliest, smelliest place that it could go. It had taken everything from me that I did not want to possess anymore, that I wanted to release, my fear, my apprehension, my doubt, whatever that weight was that I'm worrying about a friend, thinking they should be okay. I should have realized I knew they were going to be okay. Whatever happens in that moment when you feel that heaviness that you think, this doesn't belong to me. The water took that and swirling down the drain, it said, now imagine where the water is going to go. But imagine, is the water afraid? Does the water seem like it doesn't want to go? Is it resisting? It just goes. Because it knows that no matter what happens, it will be purified. Even if it's through evaporation as it enters a polluted ocean, it will be purified and renewed. It will come back to you through this beautiful evaporation process in glorious clouds in the sky. and it will come back to replenish your earth. And in that, no fear, going anywhere that you need to go, be the water. Go without fear. Go without apprehension. Go without anything within you that says, I dare not go there, and go in courage. And know that everything that you have planned is the perfect thing for you, because someone like the lighthouse in this picture is watching over you while you ebb and flow with life. Live in stillness and yet movement. It is the idea of be here now, but it goes a step further in that you know what is not seen is what is important. You can't see your faith. You can't see your beliefs. They're very solid, and you know that they're there, and you know that they're important. But what is seeking attention is what you need to realize is false. Really consider this. Take some time to think about it. Truth is rarely revealed. Rarely. If you look at our life in mine, I'm 66, and if I go back and I look at all the things that have happened in life, it usually takes about a decade within our political system, governmental system, social systems, that the truth is ever revealed. And I will give to you, say, JFK, for one example. We still believe the guy was just this model person and didn't do anything wrong. Take Nixon, for example. 10 years before it really comes out as what exactly had happened. And you can go all of those different types of things within our life that are so significant, we think, and we're told what we're to believe. But about a year, 10 years later, somehow or another, to 12 years later, somebody leaks it that goes, this is really what happened. And we go, but see, then it's too late to act on it. The truth is rarely revealed. Lies are predominant. Fear is predominant. Apprehension is predominant. But in that there is no stillness. In that there is fear, apprehension, anxiety, restlessness. That thing that eats away at you, that you just think that there's something's after you, something's going to consume you, something's going to take away what you have. Someone is going to intrude into your life to the point where you know that what you have worked so hard for is going to be stolen away. But consider this. Truth may be that you know in your heart, you really know deep down in your heart, that what you have and what is yours has been granted to you through your efforts and through the abundance of what you have created in the honesty and the purity of your life. Darkness steals. Light provides more. Darkness creates fear. Light creates abundance and more love and security. Live in stillness in that knowledge and remembering that when you become afraid of our future because it seems kind of dark. Live in stillness and yet movement. Movement in that you knowing that the way that you are progressing and the way that you are moving through life is that movement that is activity, not inactivity. You are learning how to respond to the needs that are presented to you in your life. And in that you realize this freedom flows in you. This movement goes through you and you think, I'm going to be okay. And no matter what happens around me, I'm going to be fine. Those that know do not speak. In that you have this solidity and this faith and this awareness in you that gives you that peace of mind. You don't have to tell anybody about who you are. You don't have to justify who you are and what you believe. You know you've been shown great truths. You know you have. They may not be for everybody, but they're your truth. And so you cling to it. You don't have to tell anybody about it. And you certainly do not have to explain it to them that this is who I am. Remember, those that do not know speak the loudest. Just as I said, those things that are seeking attention are what is false and not sure of themselves, whether it's a person's belief system or whatever it is. So in you, you know who you are. And if you don't, then dive deep, my friend, dive deep into who you are and determine what it is that you were meant to be, because in there is something greatly powerful and beautiful beyond your wildest dreams. All you have to do is seek it. Find your own truth, which is rarely revealed until you really pursue it. Be on your road, my friends. Keep going. Keep looking and keep striving. And ask the angels to help you along the way. Be blessed. Be always blessed in abundance and life.